Mi gente, what's up? Hello, hello. Bienvenidos a another episode, otro episodio de Hoy en Día TV. I am your host, Yessi Rodriguez. Whew, what a beautiful day today. It is Thanksgiving. Yes, I'm sure you all are celebrating. And guess what? We are here with you and you're listening to us. So thank you for that. And even if you listen to us after, that's okay. As long as you listen to us right now. But yeah, so thank you for your support. I'm going to bring out my co-host, Manny Morales. Welcome to the stage.
Bendiciones, bendiciones, ¿cómo estamos, mi gente? How's everybody doing? Happy Turkey Day to all those people out there.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Yes. Yeah.
Manny, I like your jacket. It's really like
this is actually the Yes Nilco jacket that I was been waiting for. We did the reveal yesterday. And I've just been wearing it. I'm gonna post it on my page because there's a whole lot going on the backside. There's he made an actual book on the back of the jacket. So yeah, you could actually open it and there's like different scenes in there. It's pretty dope. I like it. Shout out to Yes Nilco.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I assume this is custom made, right?
Yes. Nobody has anything like this. This is a one of one.
So what's the maintenance like? Is it, do you only need to like dry clean it, or how do you clean it and wash it and take care of it?
So I just got it. But I'm pretty sure you could dry clean it or spot clean. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm asking in case other people were interested in ordering and they had this question. I'm one of those.
Spot clean, you know. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I like it. It's really fly. Really flies though.
So how are you this holiday season?
You know what? Thankfully, I'm better from last time because I'm glad with a cold. But luckily it was just a cold, and luckily I have a strong immune system. Thank God. So
you sound a lot better.
Yeah, I feel a lot better too. So, but I get it. I mean, it's just it is what it is, right? So it's just
part of life.
We deal with those hiccups every now and then.
Right, that's part of having young children. Mine's are grown, and I'm not having any more. That's it.
You know what's so funny that you say that, and what if God says, "Really, son?" Like,
no, that's not gonna happen. That's definitely not gonna happen. Because I don't be out there talking about it. I'm not. My whole days are over. Yeah, my whole days are over. I don't sleep around. So those days are over. I'm too old for that.
Well, you take care of yourself and you respect yourself.
Right. Exactly. When I was younger, I was hoeing. I was hoeing.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. We'll leave that for a different date and time.
That's a different.
Not Turkey Day. So talking about Turkey Day. So I was looking at history.com and I found something really interesting. I was looking at different Thanksgiving traditions around the world. Right. And did you know that apparently in Canada, celebrate. So here it says Canada's Parliament established a National Thanksgiving Day, November 6th in 1879. As of 1957, a date was changed to the second Monday in October. Okay. Did you know that? That's different, right?
I didn't know that. Yeah.
So they celebrate Thanksgiving on the second Monday in October. Interesting. Right. Okay. In Germany, it says here the German equivalent of Thanksgiving, Harvest Festival thing, is celebrated. Let's see. First Sunday following Michaelmas. I've never heard of that. On September 29th. Different places mark the occasion on various dates in September and October.
Right.
Interesting. Let's see. Japan. Here it says Japan's variation of Thanksgiving, Kinro Kasha, Labor Thanksgiving Day, evolved from an ancient rice harvest festival. Interesting. Okay. The date of the festival was set as November 23rd, and it has remained the same ever since. So apparently their Thanksgiving is on November 23rd.
Right.
Interesting. And so history.com has other countries. Oh, here, Puerto Rico. Oh, yeah, look at Puerto Rico because Puerto Rico. Let's see what this is. So after Puerto Rico became a territory of the U.S. in the late 19th century, its residents enthusiastically adopted many of the traditions of the holiday. They celebrate on the same day, fourth Thursday in November, which is true. So it looks like Puerto Rico is
Right,
the same as the U.S. No
right,
change there. But Puerto Ricans have put their own twist on the traditional Thanksgiving Day feast.
right.
There is usually a turkey, whether roasted seasoning babochong or a turkey stuffed with mofongo. But roasted pork is also common, which is true, pernil, right?
And
Accompanied with plantains, rice, and beans. And also, a lot of people don't realize that Puerto Rico goes heavy when it comes to like Christmas y Los Días
mhm,
de los Tres Reyes and
right.
enero. Like, they celebrate from Thanksgiving all the way through
January, yeah, something like
the
that.
week in January. So they be
Yeah,
partying hard.
party, yeah, party very hard.
It's
Yeah, I
fun. It's fun. Have you ever been during the holiday to Puerto Rico?
no. My mom sends me videos all the time of the parades that come down the block, but I've never actually been for the holidays. I went. I actually visited her. The first time I actually went to the island it was around Christmas time here. It was, I mean, Christmas time for here, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I I didn't see anything. But yeah, it's an awesome tradition that they have. Um,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't really celebrate Thanksgiving because of what um, it represented in the beginning. You know, they tried to hide the fact that they massacred all those Indians with a Thanksgiving feast. You know, that was kind of a, and this is what, history tells us, whether true or not. We weren't there, so we don't know.
Right.
But they brought all the Indians together, fed them, and got them, sleepy so they can kill them all and take over their land. So a lot of people don't believe in the traditional Thanksgiving, but for me, it's more my mom is big on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Always, she makes pumpkin pies. I'll never eat anybody else's pumpkin pie but hers. Even with the burnt crust, like she always buys the already made crust and kind of burns it a little bit, but it's still good. Um, but it's more for me. It's the just being thankful that I made it through another year because it's almost the end of the year. Um, and thankful for the people that I have around me and for the success that I've accomplished and have had so far. So that's what it is for me. I still, make turkey and stuff like that, even though my mom's not here, just to continue the tradition with that she has had. But I still give reverence to those that passed away, the Indians, because we're, as Boricuas were part Taino, and those are the Indians that inhabited the island.
Right.
So I still, pay homage and reverence to those that passed away. If that story was true, because at this point, like, there's so many lies twisted into truth, and truth twisted into lies that we don't know what's true because we weren't there. So we don't know. Um, but I'm always going to pay homage to my island and my ancestry. So I still moment of silence for those that passed away then, and those that have passed away, the people that serve in the military, stuff like that. So you have to be grateful and humble for the things that you have because there's people out there that don't exist anymore and people that don't have anything. So you have to stay, and this is really the good time to feel that humbleness because um like I said, we have things people don't have anything. They might not even have that turkey dinner that you're eating right now. So you have to put things into perspective. you know
I like that. And I agree. Absolutely.
Welcome.
Absolutely. And you know what's interesting fact though, you mentioned turkey. Me and turkey for some reason I just
I know.
every time I eat it, I get an upset stomach, so I'm gonna say that I'm allergic to it because I get an upset stomach.
All right.
Which is I think the texture, the taste. Like it's just I mean, so I prefer chicken and pernil, obviously, but
Hmm.
turkey. Um,
Not so much.
so if I don't ever eat your turkey, that's
Right.
okay. I just like
Right. Those out there that invite Yessie, she's not gonna eat your turkey. I'm sorry. You better make her some chicken or some pernil. And some ajo con gandules.
that part right there. Yes, that part.
Exactly.
And talking about traditions and events, right? Because
Yes.
Thanksgiving is a big event. We have
Big
an amazing
event.
guest
Yes.
today that does events.
Yes. Amazing.
So do us the honor, Manny. Who do we have today on?
So, I had the honor of walking in one of her events just recently in Orlando. Her company is called Captivating Events, and I'd never heard of her till I walked. And everybody was telling me, Abby does the best events, and she's better than a lot of these people in Jacksonville and in this area. So I was like, okay, so and just from the beginning when we started to the end, it was just amazing. Like she was so attentive to everybody, the models, the vendors, the guests, everybody. Um, Abby is she's not she's she told me where she was from, and I can't remember. She's gonna shoot me when she gets on air, but she's
She'll tell us. She'll tell us where
right.
she's
Yeah,
from.
she's not from here. But she's an amazing person, and she puts on amazing shows. And she just had a show recently, like I said. Captivating Events is a wonderful company, and here we have Abby from Captivating Events.
Welcome to Hoy en Dia TV. Abby, hello.
Hi.
Hey, hi. Yeah,
How are you? Please don't kill me. I forgot where you said you were from.
I'm going to kill you. No, I was born in Nigeria.
Okay, right. I knew it wasn't, but
Oh, that's cool.
yes, exactly,
Because I want
exactly.
to ask you about some traditions that you have in Nigeria in light of our
Right.
Thanksgiving episode and tradition.
Well, that's pretty much what we're having today is
Okay.
like usually we have Thanksgiving at my mom's and dad's house in Orlando, which is where I grew up
Okay.
before I headed to Jacksonville and then of course now in Atlanta. So
Okay.
every Thanksgiving I come back home to Orlando. Of course, the best meals come from my parents, my
Right.
mom,
Of course.
and my family's here. So yeah.
Right. That's awesome. So, what do y'all do? Like the traditional turkey and stuffing and all that stuff, or do y'all have like traditional Nigerian dishes that
It's
y'all?
a mixture. It's a mixture. So it's like, of course, we have the turkey, the stuffing, and then we have our traditional food, which is the jollof rice.
Ah,
And
okay.
then
Yeah, I've
it's-
heard of that. I heard
yeah,
that's good. Yeah, I heard that's good.
so
Yeah,
it's
that's awesome.
a big, meal. A lot
That's
to go
awesome.
around.
Right. I love that you're family oriented. Like, I live here by myself in Jacksonville. Most of my family's everywhere scattered. So it's like, when I was younger, we were so family oriented, and now it's like everybody. But I just love people that have a big family and they're so close to each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Mhm.
awesome. It's great to see.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Well, before we dive deeper into the conversation, let me start with my $1 million question. Who is
Yes.
Abby from Captivating?
Abby wears a lot of hats. Okay. So, in respect to Captivating Events, I'm the CEO of Captivating Events. First off, who is Abby? A
Right.
child of God. That's number one.
Amen.
I'm a mother. I'm a sister. I'm a daughter. I'm a friend, associate, and
Uh-huh.
the list goes on. So that's who Abby is.
Right.
I do have a couple of businesses. Of course, I have my Captivating Events. I have a transportation company. Uh,
Okay.
and then also, I'm a licensed financial service advisor.
Ah,
So, a PhD student. So, I'm 6 classes away from graduating.
awesome. Awesome.
So, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
That is
you.
amazing. Yes,
Awesome.
congratulations. I
Thank
salute
you.
you. I've been telling myself I wanted to start my PhD journey for the longest, but here I am still here at university. So
just get into it. It doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as you're in it and doing it.
Right.
That's all that matters. So
yeah. I think with me, like even when I did my master's, I was so ambitious that nightly I only got like 2 hours of sleep because I wanted
I
to
remember them days.
I
I
wanted
remember
to go fast. And I did actually. The 3 year course I finished in a year and a half because I was that ambitious.
ambitious. That's good.
And I graduated summa cum laude with a 3.8 out of a 4.0.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's
So
awesome.
that's why I want to do what you're doing, like a doctorate, but I'm like 2 hours of sleep a night. Like, okay, so I'm thinking about this, but I will get there. So again, congratulations to you for being super fast.
It's work. It's work. I have a bigger mission with that because it's not by choice. Believe me, God gave me a mission, and I'm going to make sure I complete it. It's just for a bigger purpose. So
Okay.
Beautiful,
I like that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. So how did Captivating Events begin? Where did you come across this vision and how did it come into fruition?
okay, Captivating Events began in Jacksonville, Florida.
Sure.
And this was in 2000 and I believe it was 2009 or 2010. That's when I had my first fashion show because I just wanted to put together a show. Okay, that was just how it started. And I did the first show in Jacksonville, and it was like, I believe it was like about 300 people showed up.
Wow.
I was shocked. Okay, because it happened at the Hyatt, and it was big, and that's how it started. And then that was 2010, and then I believe 2018, because I took that break, and then came back in 2018, and I started Orlando,
Okay.
because of course that's where I kind of grew up,
Right.
Jacksonville and Orlando. So I started in Orlando, did the first event. Flop, not a flop, but like to me it was a flop.
Right.
But I mean, I just kept going every year with the Orlando show, and then I incorporated the Jacksonville. So the Orlando show is called Fashion and the Furious because I love Fast and the Furious. So you got the Fashion and the Furious, and then the Jacksonville show is called March Madness Final Floor Fashion Show.
Okay.
Yeah, because basketball, I used to play basketball in high school.
Oh, okay.
Played intramurals in college. I played flag football. I was a sports person. So, yeah, so that's where I get all this, my shows, the names of my shows from. It's
That's
just
awesome.
from
That
the
is
movie
really
and
cool.
stories.
That is pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yes, that is really cool. Manny, what questions do you have? Because I know I usually hog up the questions, so I'm going to give you the spotlight.
You're the question person. I'm just like the sentimental, like, I speak things, you know what I'm saying? But you ask more of the questions than I do. So I don't know, like that's amazing. That is definitely amazing. Like when I was promoting it, I thought it said Fast and the Furious, but then later on, people were telling me Fast.
Everybody says Fast and the Furious.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But it was amazing. So what made you want to do fashion shows? Like what spun that interest?
Pretty much me being a model as well. I
Okay.
do model. I do act as well. So just from that model's perspective, from doing the first show in 2009, 2010, and saying, okay, if it was me, what would I want others to see?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was always the whole standard of, oh, models are supposed to be size 4, size 0, size 2. And I'm like, I'm a size 6, I'm a size 8. I'm nowhere near that. So let me create my own platform for people that look just like me,
Right.
to be out there to showcase, because they do have talents. So that's how that started. And then with my show, the whole being a model is just like when you're backstage, everything moves so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of created my show to be where there's a 10-minute intermission for each designer. So I don't like that rush. Like, okay, get in the next designer and let's go now.
Right.
That's not me. So
Right.
how I want to be treated is how I treat the models and treat my show.
Right.
So
That's cool. That is definitely amazing. Yes, I experienced it firsthand, and I loved it. The other fashion shows that I've been, they don't feed you. You got to feed yourself.
Listen, you guys are with me all day. The least I can do is feed y'all.
Yes,
So,
and
yeah.
it was amazing. Like it,
Thank you.
although everybody was in one room, everybody was respectable. You know, male and female. You know, there were females in there, males, but everybody was respectable, and it was just a great vibe. Like the event coordinator creates the vibes. You know what I'm saying? And the vibe was just, there was nothing negative back there. You know, shout out to Brescia. She was the model
Yes, my
coordinator,
right hand.
and she ran it militant, but with
Love.
comedy. Yeah, like she was joking all the time, but like she had like no nonsense. Either you're gonna do it or you're not gonna walk. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. So I loved it. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
I love her and I love what she stands for.
Right.
I met her actually doing the Africans in Orlando fashion show,
Okay.
and being a model for that event and then seeing how she was, it reminded me more so of me, and what she believed in is what I believe in.
Right.
So I was like, okay, moving forward, you're my model coordinator. Every show that I do,
Right.
you're going to be it. So it's just like talking to her. And from this, we've actually became like friends for
Right.
real.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice.
it's awesome when you talk to her. And I already told her, I said, you need to be a comedian because you're funny and don't even know it. So yeah, I'm working on her being on a stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What I liked about her is, even though she's modeled for a while, um, she was humble. Like, you know, if you asked, hey, you know, how do you do that again? Even though she just showed it to you 6 times. Okay, cool. I'm gonna show it to you again so you can get it right, because you're not only representing yourself, you're representing me and Abby. So, you know, she made sure that all the models knew what they were doing. Even though we didn't do any transitions at the show, she made sure when we did the practices that, you know, everybody understood how to transition, because that's a skill that you're going to need when you're modeling anyway, you know.
Yeah.
So I just I just loved the way, you know. Again, shout out to Tabrisha. That was awesome.
Yep. Shout out to
Yeah.
Brescia.
So, Abby, with that in mind, there's a couple of questions that popped up. So, first, from a event planning standpoint, because putting on a fashion show, that's a lot of work. It
Yes.
takes there's a lot of moving pieces. Obviously, you know, support that's needed to make sure that, in your example with your right hand, to making sure the models were on point.
Right.
How did you do it all? How did you come up with all these ideas to make sure everything is running fluidly in the way it's supposed to? Like, what is your strategy or plan?
Um, I honestly, I don't even know. I guess like just the way I was raised and the way I grew up, my dad and my mom, they're always organized.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's me being an Aquarius, always planning ahead, and I see
Right.
things ahead. So
Right.
it's like, I don't know, in my head, I'm like, okay, this is A, this is B, this is C. If A doesn't work, then B needs to be fixed. I don't know, my mind just works that way. And I just like being organized, because when there's chaos, I cannot function.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that's just how I plan my show. Like, okay, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen if this does not happen. Because even the day of the show, man, nobody knew. I had 10 designers, ended up with 8, but then you still walk, it was still 9 designers. It's the way that I placed everything and worked everything to where models did not lose the designers they're supposed to walk for. Everything
Right.
still flowed as if nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that knowing things ahead of time and planning ahead. That's just, if like I always tell people, if I don't know, I don't know how to help you. You have to tell me, kind of situation. So that's it.
Okay. Okay. And I'm glad to share that, because that was going to be my follow-up questions. In the event that something doesn't go as planned, or according, and something gets out of whack, how do you deal with that? And how do you kind of pivot to make sure that everything functions accordingly?
Well, I think honestly, I work well or better under pressure. So it's like when things are not going as planned, it's like I remove myself, take a break. Honestly, I pray. I pray. That's the only solution for everything is just praying. Like, God, I need you. Whatever is supposed to happen is going to happen. Just lead me. and go back out there and tackle it. It's just like then everything just boom, 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 falls back in place like it's supposed to.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Yeah, because a lot of people, when things don't go accordingly, it does come up someone's day or someone's week, where things just get out of hand. And so, for the listener watching, or the viewers watching too, what words of advice would you say if something similar happens, where they had a day plan and it doesn't go the way that they're supposed to, or they thought something was going to happen, it doesn't go through? What words of encouragement would you advise to them so that they don't get into that funk of feeling like they failed?
Well, I would say, of course, the first thing is always prayer. You pray, and then you you breathe, take a deep breath, take a break, okay? And then just once you take that break and you've composed yourself, go back out there, because then it's like you'll get a new insight as to how to move forward. But if you don't take a break and you're just all over the place, it's not going to work. Everything is going to stay chaotic. But when you're centered, because you're the person putting everything together, then everything else around you will be centered. So that's it.
Okay, awesome. So I'm sure that future fashion shows and events are coming up. And for those who want to work with you or model for you, what things would you say that they should have available, or what it is that you're looking for to make sure that they are a right fit for your event?
The models that I normally like to work with are people that are like dedicated. Not just, I don't like the ones that, oh, I'm in and then I'm out.
Right.
Situations. So it's like, I like dedication, persistent.
Mm-hmm.
I love that in a model, and just the willingness to work, no matter how experienced you think you are. We always have something to learn, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So just be open. I like those type of models, and I'm not big on, oh, if you're plus size, small, it's everyone. Age doesn't matter to me. So.
And how about for the designers?
For the designers, I'm open to any and every designer, because I mean, whether you're upcoming, I usually like to work with the upcoming designer, because of course my events are a platform for you to showcase who you are and put yourself out there. For the models, even for the entertainers, it's the same thing. So like for designers, I'm open to, because I'm not picky as to, okay, you can't do this and you can't do that, or you can't be this type of designer, because I'm actually working on my line with my sister.
Okay.
To put out there. So yeah, for the designers, I'm open.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how long have you been in the States?
In the United States?
Yeah.
If I tell you that, I'll be telling you my age. No, actually, I've been here for the 26, 27 years.
Okay.
I think that long, forever, it seems like.
Okay. So how does it feel? Like the difference between living in Nigeria and living here? Like, I know it's a big difference, but how was your transition, should I say? Like, because I know somebody that's Jamaican and she's been here 7 years now.
Okay.
And she, like, you could just tell that her culture, like, I don't want to say she hasn't let it go, because you are never going to let it go, but she carries her traditions and her culture with her, everywhere she goes. So, like, how was your transition when you first came to the United States?
Well, when I first came to the United States, I was actually 11 years old.
Okay.
So I kind of grew up being here, but as far as of my culture, never left.
Mm-hmm.
Though I don't know how to speak the language completely, I grew up with parents that speak it nonstop and still do. So I understand every word. I can speak a couple sentences and words back, but I understand everything. And as far as like the culture, the food, that's pretty much, I have kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I cook for my kids.
Right, of course.
And of course, when you go to my parents' house, that's all you're going to eat because that's all they know how to cook. So
Right.
it's like us growing up here, my brothers and my sisters, like we infuse the American culture with our Nigerian culture
Right.
together. We have both, so it works.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's
I
good.
yeah, that's awesome that you kept that tradition alive. Like a lot of people come for the American dream
Yeah,
and lose themselves in this culture, and give up their original culture, which is a beautiful thing. That your original culture,
yeah.
um, and it's just amazing that you're keeping the tradition alive. That's awesome.
Thank you. I have to. I love my
Yeah,
culture.
of course, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you ever have an opportunity to go back to visit?
I haven't. I still have family back home, and I keep saying, "Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming." I will go one of these days if
Yeah.
God willing. I'll be there to visit. Yeah.
Abby has to slow down first.
Listen, what is slowing down? What is the definition of slowing down?
Exactly.
Well,
I'm trying.
so, Abby, you mentioned that this uh, captivating events have been around since 2008, if I'm correct, right?
2008, 2009, 2010. Yes.
Okay. So how did you get this vision to even start captivating events? Like, what brought that into fruition beforehand that said it told you, like, okay, I should do a fashion show or I should do an event, etc.
It's from going to auditions and being a certain size and being told no.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be a certain size to be on the runway, or So it was just like, okay, well, not so much that I have planning skills, but I just want to put together an event, is what I told myself. So I started and I looked for a host, and then just promoters, and went from there. And then just put the show together and looked for designers, and then put a casting together for models. And social media is a big help with
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
everything.
they
So
do.
yeah, that's how I got started to doing the first show, which was, like I stated, in Jacksonville, and it was a huge success. So
That's awesome.
That is
300 people. That's that's a lot for the first
yeah,
show.
it
Like
is
that,
a whole lot.
that's a high bar to set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned that your second show in Orlando didn't do so well compared to the Jacksonville event. And with that in mind, a lot of people may feel themselves like if they're in that shoe, they may be like, oh, should I continue to do this? Or maybe not because I didn't do so well. What words did you tell yourself to keep pushing yourself to continue to want to do events and not really lose that motivation or that vision that you initially set yourself upon?
Well, for one thing, I don't really quit. I don't give up that easily till I have no choice. And we're humans and we always have a choice. So, like, it was just me making up my mind and saying, okay, this is the first one. The second one is going to be better. The third one is going to be better. The fourth, just keep, I motivated myself. Like, the people are going to come to you if this is what you're meant to do.
Right.
Like, because it's a platform to help people. It's not so much to help me,
Mm-hmm.
because to be honest, I don't even like to be like in the front foot. Like, I don't want you to know it's even my company or I'm doing this. Like, everybody else could just have it. I'm fine with being backstage and being behind everything and making it happen. So it was just like, it's just to provide a platform for other models that no one is given a chance to be out there. So that just kept me motivated and kept me going.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And you mentioned that you also, with modeling and acting, how did you start in modeling and acting? I'm curious to know that backstory.
I was 18. Actually, modeling was never like, that was not even a choice for me. I was trying to be an actress. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So it started in Jacksonville. I was going to an audition actually for a role for a movie. And I believe I was running late. And then a guy by the name of DK Lucas actually stopped me and was like, hey, wait, where are you going? You look like you're a model. I was like, a model? No. And he was like, how would you like to model? I was like, I never thought about that though. Like, I just want to act.
All right.
And then I tried acting, And I was like, oh, I sucked at acting because I don't like to be in front of a camera. I don't like to speak. So I was just like, well, let me try modeling. And then he trained me actually. And that's pretty much how that started. And here we are.
That's
So,
cool.
yeah.
That's amazing. I'm just yeah. I'm just so proud of you that you didn't let your social anxiety stop you from being in front of the camera. You knew you had it, but you still broke that barrier and said, well, I'm not going to let you stop me. I'm going to continue to go, because there's a lot of people out here in this world that have that social anxiety, and they're like, well, I can't do it. I know somebody that when her social anxiety really kicks up, she can't even go to the grocery store. She'll hyperventilate, and she'll get to the grocery store, have that fear, and then go home. You know,
Wow.
right? Exactly. And it's like, you sometimes you have to take yourself out of yourself and talk to yourself and be like, look, self, these are just people. They're just like us. They put their pants on the same way. They bleed the same way. They use the bathroom the same way. They breathe the same way. They're just different. They're different people, and you got to realize that um, you're the one that's creating that social anxiety in your head, because you feel like your people aren't going to accept you as who you are. And I had the same thing. Like I didn't like being in the spotlight, but I forced myself, because I was like, I'm just like these other people. I'm just different, you know. Everybody's the same. When
Yeah.
nobody's perfect, God was the only
That's
one that was perfect, and He died for us. Well, Jesus, not God,
Jesus.
but
Yes.
nobody's perfect. So um, that that standard that social media gives you, they don't see that, once the cameras get cut off, they take off that 10 pounds of makeup or them clothes that don't belong to them,
Yep.
um, and go home on the bus maybe, or catch a ride with somebody, and they live in the hood, so they don't see none of that. All they see is the glitz and the glamour, and they're like, oh, I can't be like that because I live in the hood. Well, no, we're all the same, you know.
Yep. That's true. And when I first started, I remember my first fashion show, first time ever walking on the runway. I
Hmm.
was nervous, and I was like, okay, thinking to myself, okay, I don't want to do this. But the one thing that stuck with me that he told me was, they're here to see you.
Hmm.
So every time I get on the runway, in my head, I'm like, oh, they're here to see me, so I have to put on the show. So here we are, So that kind of helped as well.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
yeah.
That's awesome.
That is great. So I'm going to do something different in light of the holiday that we have,
Okay.
right? I'm going to ask you both a question, and then I'll go last. And whoever wants to go first is fine. Is there and this doesn't necessarily have to be for Thanksgiving, for just a favorite memory that you have throughout your life that you're really thankful for that event happened in your life? And if you're willing to share that. So think about it for a few.
Oh my goodness.
Um,
Who wants to go first, Manny or Abby?
you want to go first, Abby?
No,
Because
man,
I'm a
you can
gentleman.
have
I let, but if you want me to go first, I will definitely go.
you could go first because I'm thinking,
Okay.
I'm like, what? There's a lot of events.
Yeah, there was a lot.
One
So
that really sticks to you. It could be childhood. It could be an
yeah,
adult. One that really, like, right when I asked you that question, it came to your mind off that.
the first time that I actually cooked Thanksgiving dinner, I can't remember exactly when it was, but I remember, that accomplishment. And my mom wasn't around. Well, she's still alive, but she wasn't here. She was in Puerto Rico, and I cooked it for my kids and my and their mom. And I just felt accomplished, because I mean, I could cook. My mom taught me how to cook, but like cooking a whole Thanksgiving dinner and everybody enjoying it, that was pretty, amazing to me. So
Okay, awesome. How about you, Abby?
Well, I would say having my kids.
mhm.
Um, I'm really, really, really thankful for them. Um,
Awesome.
Not a lot of people know that I had Well, he would have been 18 now, going up, but he turning 18. But I did lose a child when he was 2.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you, and then having my second child, who is now 16 years old. So it was just like having that kind of helped me move forward in losing the first.
Right.
So that in itself, I'm grateful, and of course having my daughter after him. So it was just like that kept me, going to
Okay.
where, and it's just like my family being there. Like I love, when I say love my family, not just saying my parents, my brothers and my sisters, I'm saying my cousins, my
Okay.
aunts, my uncles. Like I love my family. Like
Yeah.
we're a huge family, but we love each other. So
Right.
that's a blessing in itself.
Yeah. I
That's
just
beautiful.
before you go, Yessie, I just love other cultures. Like I was born here in America, but my mom was born in Puerto Rico. And I believe my father was born here. He's passed away already. But like the Puerto Rican culture and the culture from the Caribbean islands and just islands in general, different other cultures, they are so family oriented. Like family is everything to them. Like in my culture, in the Puerto Rican culture, the Jamaican culture, the person that I know, uh, you just said it, Abby, and the African culture is just that family. It takes a tribe to raise a child, or raise a family, and they just believe in family, and like America has lost that. Everybody's for themselves now, and it's like, what can I get from you? Or what can you do for me? And it's like, where's the togetherness? Where's the you know it's just, it's not the same.
No, it's
It's
not.
lost. And
Wow.
I'm definitely glad you hold on to that.
Absolutely. Um, for me, I would say similar to Abby,
Mhm.
definitely being a mother changed my life.
Right.
I love and adore my son. But I would say in addition to that, back when I graduated with my master's, I had a double master's graduation and graduating early. And being able to share that event and that experience, and even my graduation party with my dad, who at the time lived in Brooklyn, New York, and my grandmother, who at the time lived in Puerto Rico, and my cousin Michelle, she made it possible with my honey to bring family members to my gathering, and because I had no clue that they were coming,
Oh
and
wow.
so it was really touching when I get off the stage and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I see my dad and Granny
Oh,
there.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Uh-oh. That's pretty cool. That's amazing. Yeah.
that is.
And it was really touching, and
Yeah.
I
And
cried
that's,
because he's not here with me anymore. I lost my dad in 2020 and my grandmother in 2020, both of them, and so it's tough.
yeah.
I miss
Of
him so
course.
much, but
We
I'll have that
definitely.
forever with him. So
Of course, of course. Yeah. And that's what I meant by that. Like, even though, it's still a memory and it's, a past memory, like it just still hits you like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
It's the emotion that, yes, you just shows that, that family bond is ingrained in us as Puerto Ricans and as people from other cultures. And it's just you don't lose that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these people that are from this culture, the American culture, they don't really believe in it, or they've lost that spark, and that family unity. It's just, it's a shame, but it's awesome that there's still families out there that still grow together, and they
mhm,
still hold each other at a higher regard. you know
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
absolutely, absolutely. Wow. So yes, that
that's
was emotional for me. So I'm going to transition over to.
awesome.
I
Hey,
gotta.
but that's part of life. Yeah, see, that's definitely
Yes,
part of
it
life.
is.
We're all, like I said, nobody's perfect. We're all human. You
Right.
know.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm not a robot. I'm human.
Yeah.
I'm not a robot.
Yeah. So
Wow.
what?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, really,
Oh,
go ahead.
I
Because
was
I was going to say we've been talking for 46 minutes. So I was going to transition over to like our next segment.
yeah. Well, go
Go
for
ahead.
it. I was just gonna ask her what's next for Abby and Captivating Events. That was the question.
Okay, so right now, being of course that the Fashion and Furious, it's every November, the first Saturday of every November. It's when
Okay.
it happens every year. So right now, my actual next show was supposed to be the Jacksonville for March Madness, but
Okay.
I'm going to pause on
Okay.
Jacksonville. I'm looking into Houston, Texas, and also Miami, Florida. So
I've
that's
never been to Miami.
you've never really what?
I've been too busy. Like my
Wow.
parents never graduated high school. They never graduated school, to be honest with you. So they were working all their lives to support us. And when I got older, school wasn't really a big, um, it wasn't really a big factor to them. They really wanted you to just go and work, you know. So I didn't have enough money to do vacations. And when I got here to Florida, I just been busy trying to build my empire that I haven't had time.
Oh wow, you need to go to
I am
Miami.
definitely gonna go. I'm
Okay.
definitely gonna go.
You can
My
do that, yeah.
to be honest with you, going to Puerto Rico to visit my mom was more important than me going to Miami to hang out with people that I
That's
don't even know.
understandable.
You know, so
Manny, I will say this. I've been to Miami twice already, and the first time was back in 2015. It was a lot more fun than what it is recently because this year I recently went with the Alzheimer's Association
uh-huh.
touring,
All right.
and it was really interesting because one, a lot has changed, and then two, one of the people that lived there, she was like, "Really, y'all came here to Miami? Why?" And I'm like, "Oh gosh, okay, is that bad over here?" So I say that to say that you may not be missing anything. Not
Right.
saying it's not fun, but according to a local Miami native, she asked me why I was there. So anywho,
Well, it also depends on who you go with.
Right. Exactly.
'Cause I went last year in March. Is it last year or this year? Well, I took my boyfriend for his birthday surprise to Miami.
Okay.
So we actually had fun. It wasn't bad. So
Okay.
I would say it depends on who you go with.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah.
hear that, everybody in the audience? She's taken, so you can't have her. She has a boyfriend. Sorry.
we
So,
weren't trying to hook her up for anybody anyway. This is about captivating events, sir.
Right.
Sir.
All right. Just in case there's some people out there that be like, "Hey, she's hot," because she's a beautiful woman. I'm not gonna lie.
thank
Yeah.
you.
But
Thank
she's
you.
taken, so you can't have her. She's taken. She's spoken for.
Thank you.
But I mean, what else besides Miami and Houston? That's interesting though, Houston.
Yeah, I thought about Texas. Yeah, Houston is the next event that I will be working on.
Okay.
I used to do Alabama, Mobile, so I'm thinking about going back.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to do like events every other month, different cities. That's the goal. That's the
Right.
plan.
Right. That's
So
awesome.
it's just like, yeah, every other month there's an event somewhere else going on. And it all has to do with fashion shows.
That is
Well, if
amazing.
you ever decide to come to North Carolina, let me know because we might be able to partner
Wait,
up.
did somebody told me about North Carolina? I have to think about that.
Yeah.
I've been pondering on putting together a production. I was almost about to do a production last year, but I had to
Right.
reschedule a component, similar to how you're dealing with in for March. So I'm just thinking of a new date, and I haven't come up with that just yet. So who knows? Maybe we can talk offline and see what we can work with.
Yes, we can. Let me
Yeah.
know. Let me
Yeah.
know.
I'm not sure if you knew, but being that because we do everything virtually, because yes, he lives in North Carolina.
She's not
So
far from me. I'm in Atlanta.
who?
6 hours.
Atlanta.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, but that is
North
kind of
Carolina is
far.
like South Carolina, North Carolina.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I guess. I'm actually going
Hey,
to North
you
Carolina.
feel like a hater right now. You're like, I guess.
I'm actually going to North Carolina in December, so I'm gonna actually, because I've never, to be honest with you, God works in mysterious ways. I've never actually met Yessie in person.
Oh,
Everything's been virtual. You know what I'm saying? I've never actually, hey Yessie to her face. So
okay.
December, December, hopefully that will definitely come to
Change.
fruition.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's good.
Yeah.
yes.
Smart.
Awesome. But we're going to transition over to the last minute words of the show. So, and this is an opportunity for you to share more about where people can find you, upcoming events, which I know you shared a little bit with us with Danny's question that he asked you, and anything else that you want to say, words of encouragement, etc. So I don't know, Manny, do you want to start so she can get a feel for how
Yeah,
it is? Or, okay.
definitely, definitely. So as I always close out, I never let the fear of failure overcome the righteousness of success. Everybody is going to fail. Failing is part of growing because we, just like when we were children, we didn't know how to walk, we didn't know how to talk, we couldn't see. We had to learn how to do all of that. So for you to feel like you're automatically going to know something, that you're failing yourself. You're not giving yourself the opportunity to grow. You have to fail to be able to grow, because you'll learn from that mistake and then move forward. The more you move forward, the more success you're going to have. Don't let the fear of failing stop you from being a successful person. You can find me on IG and Facebook. You could actually Google me, because I Googled myself. Manny Morales. IG and Facebook, author Manny Morales. Model page Manny Morales 1824. Book is on sale. Love is Our Magic. Um, on Amazon, but you could inbox me and get one autographed. Amazon's not going to autograph it for you. So we're still doing the movie short for Love Is Our Magic, the series. What else I got coming up? Couple movies that I'm going to be in. So yeah, very busy, very busy. And hopefully I'm in another Captivating Events event. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Okay, so Abby, any last words? Let everybody know where they could find you, and if they want to work with you, so that way, it might.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my favorite scripture is, "But still, be still and know that I am God." That's my favorite scripture. And
Amen.
then one of my favorite quotes is, "If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change." So
Amen.
that's how I live, and just treat others how you want to be treated, not how they treat you.
Right.
Okay. And like you were saying, of course, we're all humans. I will make mistakes. You just have to give people that grace,
Mhm.
and just forgive is huge, because when you don't forgive, you're carrying that burden. They're not. So you have to let go of things. I'm not saying forget. Of course, we're humans. You're not going to forget, but just forgive and just move on. And normally, when people do things to you, it's not even them doing it, because they don't even know they're doing it. It's a spirit.
Right.
Well, once you know certain things, you just know how to let go of certain things and just be you all the time. You're not competing with nobody but yourself.
Right.
So, that's just how I am. That's my motto. And to find me, I am on IG. My model page is Abby Phoenix. Just like the bird, I rise always. And then my event page is Captivating Events, and captivating with a K.
Right.
Okay, so that's how you can find me in upcoming shows. Like I stated, I'm working on Houston. I'll be working on Miami, and I might add Alabama in there somewhere.
Okay.
And like, yeah, see, North Carolina, who knows?
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go. Whoever's in those states, keep your ears and eyes open, because Abby and Captivating Events is coming.
Yep, definitely am.
What about you, Yessie? What you got for us?
yes, I got several things coming up. First, I want to say thank you to the viewers and listeners of Hoy en Día TV. Another amazing episode. We've learned a little bit more about each other,
Yes.
and hopefully, you all learned a lot from us and what we had to share today.
Right.
And a big thank you to our guest, Abby, with Captivating Events and sharing who you are, what you do, and your amazing event
Right.
planning, what you do. So Additionally, I want to say a big thank you to the sponsors of Hoy en Dia TV. We have Collective Wear, author Manny Morales, and Divine Beauty and Accessories. And I'm going to play these 3 back-to-back commercials. So hang tight. They're coming up.
Sponsored by Collective Wear. Sponsored by author Manny Morales. Sponsored by Divine Beauty and Accessories. Watch Hoy en Dia TV, Thursday, 7:30 p.m.
And for those who are interested in being a sponsor for Hoy en Dia TV, we welcome you with open arms. The email's at the bottom, hoyendiatv@gmail.com. Come on up. We have different sponsor packages available. So we are here. You help us, we help you. I mean, hey, this is how it goes, right? Also, I want to say, I hope you all are really enjoying this time with your family, and just be easy on yourself. I know sometimes we can be hard on ourselves. We can be our worst critics. As long as you know that you're doing the best that you can, that's all you can do. Just be gentle with yourself. Everything's going to work out. And like Abby was sharing with us earlier, anytime that you do feel overwhelmed or if things are not going the way that you think they should, just take a deep breath, step away for a bit, get a breath of fresh air, go outside, do something different so that way you don't get super frazzled and just uncomfortable, right? And so I say that to say because we do care about your mental health and well-being, and we do understand that during the holidays, a lot of people deal with different emotions, whether, for whatever reason, they may be dealing with personal matters. But I'm just here to say and remind you that it is going to be okay, and you're not alone. So we're going to be sending prayers and thoughts your way. Everything is going to be okay, and you're going to have an amazing time. And hey, who knows? You may be able to have another amazing memory that you can have in your roster, in your memory book. Hey, don't forget to take pictures and videos, because trust me, as you get older and progress in age, you're going to have those videos to fall back on. I am a picture and video person. I love it. My phone has like over 50,000. I have to clean it up. Yes, I do. Luckily, I have a 1 terabyte Samsung. So shout out to Samsung for the 1 terabyte phone. But nevertheless, everything's going to be beautiful. And I will say this, ending with my quote. I know I've shared this before, but I just love sharing it because this is just so cool. So for those who don't know, when you fly in a plane, the plane typically reaches at about 35,000 feet, which is about 6.6 miles from floor, right? Mm-hmm. And for those who don't know, according to the Federation of International Record, Federation Astronauts International, there is what's called a Kármán line. So a Kármán line is the altitude between what is the floor surface of Earth to what's considered outer space. And it's 330,000 feet, which is 62 miles. So I say this to say, when people say the sky is the limit, I don't like that quote, because as I'm telling you right now, you're putting a limit already in your growth. So this is what I came up with. The sky is never the limit, because the galaxies, they're endless. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Hoy en Dia, and until next